eti for emfa ento so emamo ene anopai na me samo join live awo YouTube Insha TV na yemfa ayedwumadie no enso emfamrema na ya wada minum si atrasi adominu edna yebesori afri enkodwam na the tennis say semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League ni yabo awie. That is the first leg, you know. Nyame adama next week edna ebehe teams are almost betimi qualify na omo akobo aye final na yede on 79 no ade edamo awo dwumadie no so ebrano konno Arsenal ane ATM Atletico Madrid about 1-1 na sa game no complaints be na fi mu ba both teams will be complaining about a referee decision especially with the penalty corner and so etimi ebem awo aye game no no and then simpi Real Madrid hon samoha ane ayen samawdo ni na natifo yede san komoni ni na no ade bedamo awo dwumadie yi eso na yebe fie no mbaka ya minister interviewer okoye awa sempa no on say yentimi anwie so hontene no bebe se yebe san atoa eye dwumadie no so especially with enchechema o de maye as to say Carlos Cruz $100,000 a tea say no na agani di tua na kano that the answer or the amount on the show no I want some ha sound so and at the target I be am Carlos Cruz work up aye koi ebi mu say a unrealistic no and so I want some ha ni nyina na ye bafia etifo ye be di san kom no abo aye dwumadie so this and many more Thursday edition of Nhyira digital passports ya bobo ni nyina no a ye de ebam nemu munim say just say kwama ne ba na ye ba besma ko usu bempa yala Fifi Manfred and Joshua Olutu omunyana bekame ho na Richard Donkor abetimi afrem Richardo ye na ne nkamum na yemfa ayedwumadie no emfa entom so mpam chaw yenko amane nemra na yemfa nsem ni nyina no achise so emfa emam good morning. Yeah, ya chefo ni etifo Lami Yama and Michael Lees enkono no mdo ma no to no ma po bia answers odeba and the brema and the be na can bia bia the ni nyina so odeba and better na kan mam ji wanza
ya number so yeko Budapest na I think sir Ekwane and Namsino, the journey is very, very nice. There's a lot of adventure our journey, and it gives good feeling for a football fan. We are say or Champions League, you know. Now you see, game business said the course Enrano. One of those arguments the Champions League make over the World Cup. The World Cup is the World Cup. The prestige, the way about once every 4 years, is unique. But it will be difficult for the Champions League people. So, maybe have to say, you need the prestige in the BBF. Say also share football tournaments, and you are watching quality football there. They still believe it's the Champions League. Now let me give you some few examples. The way Qatar 2022 final no Argentina against France. You show till today. Every proponent commentator on the World Cup say it is the best game ever. Yabo World Cup. The best game of Yabo World Cup ever. Why? Because the quality and the end-to-end sad game you that day was breathtaking. Anybody anywhere, you know. And the Champions League keep marking it. Say also the competition in one day. The World Cup is brutal. The Champions League is brutal. Now, Enra, see my friend in Paris Saint-Germain in your advantage. And it is because almost one more goal than Bayern Munich. Me not sure say obi oni football le chipa bia we say Enra he was surprised. It was always going to be a chaotic game. Always. So when the makeup of the two teams now, the BNY and say we are going to witness a game like this. And for the first time in a lot of world standard studios, on pre-game analysis. Then before they go to the match, they ask on pundits on prediction. They say people were predicted 4-4, 5-3, big scorelines, big ones. And Obianim said this was how the game was going to be. But we can't change your move. Say if you watch Bayern Munich, the way they set up a team to play, they will play a 4-back. 4-back no more. They still want to play 2 attacking lateral defenders. And right in Alfonso Davies and Sarisic. They have only 2 central midfielders in Kimmich and Pavlovic. None of them is a destroyer. They don't mind. Obiari or what the awareness and media say me Gina defenders not me destroy attack our opponents. None of them they want our qualities, but they don't mind. Then they have Jamal Musiala, Olise, Diaz, and a Hurricane doing their rotations to find the goals. And see, over the way buy an asset here, they know they don't have like Omuni McLaren here over team. They don't have anybody in the team giving them the McLaren role, and they don't mind. Over Paris Saint-Germain, they have a unique mix, but even that mix, in their full-blown game, they also do not really mind their balance. And it was Vitinha, João Neves, and Azar Emery. None of them. And I'll say, okay, game na yebono. Mimi movie. Maybe I say Samuti Freedom Okwa, I will stay. Luis Enrique doesn't play like that. Everybody must get involved in the game. You must be running. The reason why I also Paris Saint-Germain game so fluid no, and he say every player on the pitch is supposed to join in the attack. Either by movements, either by someone who is so either by a second or 10-man run, you must create a space. And the moment you get a turnover against them, they know so they have a problem. They know. You will score your goals. You will create your chances. And there are two things. Look, they are so attacking focus. And any philosophy, it reflects in their numbers. Before I know a game never in this year's Champions League, not Paris Saint-Germain has a 38 goals. Bayern has a 38 goals. So going into the game, they were the two best attacking teams with the most goals in the Champions League. What were you expecting? Goals. Goals galore. And the reason why they have these numbers is how clinical their front players are. In the Emra, Paris Saint-Germain front trainer of the same way on your 2 assists. Dembele our middle and your 2 goals, 1 assist. Vicha and your 2 goals. Oba Bayern Diana and Michael Olise and your goal. Luis Diaz and your goal. Hurricane and your goal and assist. The front 3 and their numbers and the whole team in the way we are approaching matches. There is no doubt any game these two will play is going to be chaotic. Say them now, Now look at this season in the Champions League. Harry Kane was 13 goals, 2 assists. Olise, 5 goals, 6 assists. Luis Diaz, 7 goals, 3 assists. All of them plus 10 goals involvement in the Champions League alone.
Double digit.
Now we say live score report say Ashraf Hakimi and in the only defender in 2 consecutive Champions League seasons, 5+ assists. And he plays for the Paris Saint-Germain team. Now, people are asking, Ousmane Dembele today, 28 goals and assists to the team. Is he gunning for the back-to-back Ballon d'Or now? And when he is in the team, so fluid. So I'm saying I know about assists. That is the reason why he is climbing up the assist chart with 20. So what do you compare French players? Karim Benzema 27, Zidane 26, Thierry Henry 25, and Kylian Mbappe 24. Now Ousmane Dembele is 20. Now Emra, that was CBS. Ousmane Dembele guarantee interview after a man of the match now. And there's one thing he said, a striking me. Or catch a Thierry Henry in the riches money, Jimmy Carragher said. I dear Bakwa Ama Ene, or my transforming year as a Paris Saint-Germain team, and say, and Luis Enrique. So when Jimmy Carragher parking, so or Robert Bench.
I'm going to now, baby, or shut up, baby.
The middle
player,
and from Muni Sika, superstar, and Luis Enrique, or no, the men know a superstar, number 1. Say, Coach Didier, you need to hear you. So, Okojina Park, so not only a wide say, Uber Park in this one. Bench in the Honor and that is a testimony coming from Ousmane Dembele. Which are the probably many other days the country is coming from
Georgia,
but the shout he used to get, he's not getting it. So underrated, so underrated. 10 goals, 5 assists this season in the Champions League. And you watch a super game. Now you see, me a Barcelona fan, me a champagne football person. Barrich, me give me way. I have been thrown into learning the game to understand. Say, apart from saying me person about football, there's another way we play football too. And the most important thing is how you get your results from the game. And see, many one-sided person who says football must be played like every game boy. If someone decides to play it in a different way to get the same results, I don't mind. But Rich, what the Spanish coaches has introduced in modern day football is just super. Unisana Pep Ernekuta the record for the fastest 50th win in the Champions League. About 80 games, not over the 50th win. Now Luis Enrique will break his record with 77 games over the 50th win already. And these Spanish coaches and the way they are trying to revive the game is just wonderful. Luis Enrique say, as a manager, this is the best game I was not touchline. Not one coach who has all the game, going back and forth. Obi artificial, Obi Koshego, and some look, my overall opinion about this game, and say Bayern could have been a little bit more clinical and could win the game.
Especially the last 10-15 minutes.
Yes. So come here, because and me Luis Enrique, I would be worried Because Rich, they had 5 shots on target, 5 goals, and 100% efficiency on their shot on target. They have to defend better our Alliance Arena, and they should pray Bayern will not be so clinical and won't feel. We have a very, very nice second leg to watch next week. Now, from Champagne, maybe it's time you go visit 10 years competition.
We'll give me yes,
no, you see, Rich, why must the game be played senior open? No, the game must be played senior coaches degree say also game now. Now, these are 2 clubs among the Champions League leader. And when we watch 2 clubs among the Champions League leader. And in the finals of the Champions League in Budapest, we are going to get 1 previous winner, then 1 club and the Champions League leader. And among money bid who they want to nominate for the final. And then the first leg of almost will tell us who they want to nominate for the final. Now, Rich, Diego Simeone, why you be brave? Since you're a coach of Atletico Madrid, there are 2 major trophies he needs to win: the La Liga and the Champions League. During the time of the coach, what did La Liga? Aka Champions League, no. Walk off final twice on Team India. Now he feels those 2 finals now were against Real Madrid. He don't beat them in finals. Seniti another final with Obia and Real Madrid. He will fancy his chances of winning it. And then they are calling for Wanda Metropolitano and their supporters to come to their aid and support them. Because Omujiri say to make this hurdle, the first leg of Mubu Fear was Spain is very, very important with our supporters. And the room are creating the atmosphere to push them. Now, Rich, Arsenal and Mikel Arteta also have to at least be in the finals of the Champions League to give themselves the opportunity to win it.
As I call final,
Papa.
I think 2006.
Yes, against Barca.
Ghana acquired first World Cup. That's not.
Rich, they are very, very close to making another final. Now you see, this is the lineups are L'Equipe Mumnedeba. I think L'Equipe got the Arsenal one right. Now about Atletico Madrid, I think the Massa Air reports, there seems to be something off. They got the Arsenal one right because I really believe Bukayo Saka will come back into the first 11. As a member at the other end, then Victor Gyökeres will start as a centre forward because can't have it a pra. They will go with their natural midfield. Martin Odegaard in the number 10 row, 6 and 8 of Zubimendi. Any Declan Rice, they will play like this. Then they still don't have Julian Timber and Timoscara Elboho with Henkapi and left back. Then Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes will play. Now, the reason why I think is L'Equipe may have gotten it wrong, and they said, Rich, man, someone are reporting. So instead of to be our money, we want our reports on right back in the no. Orion Ferro, Diego Simeone will push Marcos Llorente to right back. Then bench Abanti Efan Lenormand and play Publio any Hanko with almost 4 back. Senebea in the middle of the park with Koki, he will bring in the young card also with him. Now for Omo Makanina Abo. But Rich, why is there a situation with Ademola Lookman? Either so about and answer Alex Bernard never. For me, I think so one of the reasons why Diego Simeone, the Atletico Madrid is in the final It's because of Lookman. He gives them a lot of Enyoma. They're not a player, but he can't give you pace. He's a technician on pass it, on tight spaces, or a Spanish mother. So you understand the way they are brought up. They are very, very good technicians, but we already want to pass, over to 2 pass amount. And even when it comes to the other side of the game, any attack in any defending, no. Look, Bernard can't give you defending. Or your soft. Oh man. You can just push him over. But Ademola Lookman, aside giving you pace, attacking instincts, any side of mano. In defensive shape, he has shown say he's an aggressive player. Oba Atletico Madrid, yes, and to say Atlanta. Tamano Obo and Gian Piero Gasparini, you have to attack. No, Oba when you say Adriania and Diego Simeone, you need to defend Kaka, and he has given them that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Me yes, you say Diego Simeone will bench you. I think he must play him in this game.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the Papa here with Antoine Griezmann and Julian Alvarez leading the lines. Lookman here. Then Neba Golemo on the right hand side. Sen America can Koke and can also in the middle. Sen America Marcos Loriente. Now Washington Nature with Wogeri and Jan Oblak with the 2-back of Pubel and Abantia. Your friend of Henku Ewo Ehonum. Rich. Mijidi say we are not going to get Enra game Nibi. Mijidi say Arsenal seem to have a certain party here on Modibo this season in Champions League, you know. Especially Omuri into the knockout stages, you know. Look, see any opportunity to go and play away first near the game by Emirates. Then here Koinaya say we are not going to lose. We are going to manage the game and send the tie to Emirates. And 1 year, see it's me managing game na a life on Quadia, Yakowa. You bet your opponent in the film. Atletico Madrid should him say they need a very, very good advantage against Arsenal. So much more about you, even if it's 1-0, then they will have something to come and defend at the Emirates. And again, you know, very, very conservative. Me yes, also Obia Kwaku Biam Gidi attacking Gidi. That is also another way to play football and get all results. It's rich. Say Oko. Website now, betting sites now. There are a lot of very, very varying odds for under. As in some open that say goals will be M. I think that should be where people should look at. Under 2.5, under 3.5, and a very, very good odds are be Yafa from this game. If you are confused who will win or who and an end losing game now. And I also think, say, Rich, overall. Because Atletico able 4-4-2 million no. Arsenal have what it takes to contain them. Unless the movement of margin from Julian Alvarez, Griezmann, Ademola Lookman, but Arsenal, with the way they want to approach this game and the non-existence of expansive football from team and friend Atletico Madrid, no, Arsenal should be able to manage this tie and send it back to the Emirates. Some of us will add a win or a draw. Then me advise so you put your money on team your friend Arsenal, but the goals in there, I'm not sure we are going to get a lot of goals. Our side game with game we and Casan Rich. Yababo Emirates. Game we and Casan will be played at the Emirates to decide why and ultimately air qualify and they are calling quick one. And so I met us, you know. These two betway course, you know, you can just pick it. First one a BW5 1F BDEA5 and a second one here BW5 1F C0740. Oko me handle our X also bempa Ayala verify the one follow Oko our honum Oko Facebook so abesma ko also bempa hyphen Ayala and also verify and one follow and also our ho and Ayala sports on Facebook our the WhatsApp channel and the Telegram also so it has been there since morning. Now that I do it me afa na what you make very, very good odds na anyway where the real game no ABC anko on the way to wood up rich
Dr. Bakus I say yeah ya hwefo ne yetiefo Lamine Yamal and Michael Olise enkono no mdo ma no to no my poor beer answers or deba. And a brother, and the baby na I can be a the Nhyira so deba and every time I can kind. Mammy Juanza.
Yeah, number so you go Budapest. Na I think sir Ekwane and Namsino, the journey is very, very nice. There's a lot of adventure our journey, and it gives good feeling for a football fan. We are say or Champions League, Now you see, game business said the course to Enrano. One of those arguments the Champions League make over the World Cup. The World Cup is the World Cup. The prestige, the way about once every 4 years, be unique. But it will be difficult for the Champions League people. So Mediatum say, you need the prestige in the BBF. Say also share football tournaments, and you are watching quality football there. They still believe it's the Champions League. Now let me give you some few examples. The way Qatar 2022 final of Korea, Argentina against France. Till today, every proponent commentator on the World Cup say it is the best game ever. Yabo World Cup. The best game at Yabo World Cup ever. Why? Because the quality and the end-to-end side game you that day was breathtaking. Anybody know, and the Champions League keep marking it. So also the competition in one day. The World Cup is brutal. The Champions League is brutal. Now, Enra, see my friend in Paris Saint-Germain in your advantage, and it is because almost one more goal than Bayern Munich. Me sure say obi oni football a cheap bia we say Enra he was surprised. It was always going to be a chaotic game. Always. So when the makeup of the two teams now, the BNY and we say we are going to witness a game like this. And for the first time in a lot of world standard studios, pre-game analysis. Then before they go to the match, they ask prediction. You say people were predicted 4-4, 5-3, big score lines, big ones. And Obianim said this was how the game was going to be. But we can't change your movie. I'll say if you watch Bayern Munich, the way they set up a team to play, they will play a 4-back. 4-back no more. They still want to play 2 attacking lateral defenders. And right in Alfonso Davies and Sarisic. They have only 2 central midfielders in Kimmich and Pavlovic. None of them is a destroyer. They don't mind. Or what the awareness and media say, me defenders not me destroy attack our opponents. None of them they want our qualities, but they don't mind. Then they have Jamal Musiala, Olise, Diaz, and a Hurricane doing their rotations to find the goals. And see, over the way buy an asset here, they know they don't have like only McLaren here with team. They don't have anybody in the team giving them the McLaren role, and they don't mind. Over Paris Saint-Germain, they have a unique mix. But even that mix, in their full-blown game, they also do not really mind their balance. And it was Vitinha, João Neves, and Azai Emery. None of them. And I'll say, okay, game na yemono, mimi movie. Maybe I say Samuti Fina Mokwa, I will stay. Luis Enrique doesn't play like that. Everybody must get involved in the game. You must be running. The reason why I also Paris Saint-Germain game so fluid, no, and he said every player on the pitch is supposed to join into the attack, either by movements, either by someone who so either by a second or 10-man run. You must create a space. And the moment you get a turnover against them, they know say they have a problem. They know. You will score your goals. You will create your chances. And there are two things. Look, they are so attacking focus. And send your move any philosophy, it reflects in their numbers. Before I know a game never no. In this year's Champions League, now Paris Saint-Germain has a 38 goals. Bayern has a 38 goals. So going into the game, they were the two best attacking teams with the most goals in the Champions League. What were you expecting? Goals. Goals galore. And the reason why they have these numbers is how clinical their front players are. In the Emra, Paris Saint-Germain front three of the same way on your 2 assists. Dembele our middle and your 2 goals, 1 assist. Vicha and your 2 goals. Oba Bayern Diana Emra Michael Olise and your goal. Luis Diaz and your goal. Harry Kane and your goal and assist. The front three and their numbers. And the whole team in the way we are approaching Manchester. There is no doubt any game these two will play is going to be chaotic. Say they know you're now look at this season. In the Champions League, Harry Kane was 13 goals, 2 assists. Olise, I was 5 goals, 6 assists. Luis Diaz, I was 7 goals, 3 assists. All of them, I was plus 10 goals involvement in the Champions League alone.
Double digit.
Now we say live score air report say Ashraf Hakimi and in the only defender in 2 consecutive Champions League seasons, 5+ assists. And he plays for the Paris Saint-Germain team. Now people are asking, Ousmane Dembele today, our 28 goals and assists to the team. Is he gunning for the back-to-back Ballon d'Or now? And when he is in the team, so fluid. So I'm saying I know about assists. That is the reason why he is climbing up the assist chart with 20. So how do you compare French players? Karim Benzema 27, Zidane 26, Thierry Henry 25, and Kylian Mbappe 24. Now Ousmane Dembele is 20. Now Emra, I was CBS. Ousmane Dembele grantee interview after a man of the match now. And there's one thing he said, a striking me. Or catch a Thierry Henry in the riches money, Jimmy Carragher said. I deal back what ama and nay, or my transforming year as a Paris Saint-Germain team, and say, and Luis Enrique. So when Jimmy Carragher parking so or Robert Bench.
Don't you to now, baby, or shut up, baby.
The middle
player, yeah.
And from money, Sika on superstar, we and Luis Enrique, or no, the men know a superstar, and it's number 1. Say, Coach Didier, you didn't hear the so Okojina parking, so not only a wide is over 2 American parking as well. Venture the Honor. And that is a testimony coming from Ousmane Dembele. Which are the probably, I mean, where is the country is coming from?
Georgia.
but the shout he used to get, he's not getting it. So underrated. So underrated. 10 goals, 5 assists this season in the Champions League. And now you watch a super game. Now you see, me a Barcelona fan, me a champagne football person. Barrich, me give me I have been thrown into learning the game to understand. Say, apart from saying me person about football, there's another way we play football too. And the most important thing is how you get your results from the game. And see, when you're one-sided person who says football must be played like every game there, boy, if someone decides to play it in a different way to get the same results, I don't mind. But Rich, what the Spanish coaches has introduced in modern day football is just super. Only Pep Arenekuta the record for the fastest 50th win in the Champions League. About 80.
No, Andra and a basso, now Mame Fantoni say Andra, it was Civitas Metropolitano Stadium, Yenya Atletico Madrid, Elfie, woman answer, about 1-1. Now the Tennessee Andra game at Basono, the Tennessee a answer, woman player and a friend of Victor Jokeres, and the first goal, and my answer, a penalty, and Sana Julian Alvarez, one of the penalty, Ebenya equalizer, and the amateur from say Atletico Madrid, and the Andra Atletico Elfie, woman answer, about 1-1 draw, I am not player. Emetifonya El show so Yankupoya Duma next week Tuesday and our return fixture Ebaso El Emerita and I'm pay the update Emetifonya El show so now when him say I'm not Arsenal woman Atletico Madrid game Ebasono way before the game Yenya Arsenal for na mo complaining and the UEFA for say Atletico Madrid Stadium no grass no e was rodo. Now way any first time at team B and Atletico Madrid wo bo UEFA Champions League ma omo complaining say grass no e was ro obeka Atletico quarter final omone Bansa and boy na Bansa manager je friend say Hans Flick e complaining say grass no e was ro e ma UEFA for no ka say enya no kre na Andra answer for no wo mo complaining ama afedie UEFA for no e ka say wo mo kwakosusu grass no na according to UEFA wom emlem no wom say grass e was say a sase e 21 millimeters e kopim 30 millimeters amra omosusu grass no na e 26 millimeters e chese Atletico for no wom nya boni bianti amra e game no heba so a yere won sam emetie for nya e show no so now when say Arsenal akọ 30 matches unbeaten e wa UEFA Champions League nim the last 30 matches are team from say Arsenal wom abo our Champions League nim no Arsenal when you defeat. Now when you said the last time Arsenal Omo 30 matches our Champions League in a single season womo anya defeat no na 2006 Arsenal equal final eti Arsenal phone e gidie say afi so womo betimi akọ final amana ye mame Antoine Griezmann were player at Atletico Madrid and Griezmann wo won the last Champions League home game at my team je from say Atletico now when him say ever since Antoine Griezmann ever Atletico wo 495 games was 212 goals and a 98 assists. Nimam our UEFA Champions League no Andra Enobono 97th game and my Atletico was 40 goals and a 16 assists. Now just 56 goals. And that's a 56 goal contribution in 97 games. Edema, Atlanta France Antoine Griezmann, our Champions League, Edema Atletico Madrid. Now Antoine Griezmann after the game, Wakasai Griezmann say on only dream and I say on the Atletico Madrid ever qualify Edia call UEFA Champions League. EBM Edema Atletico. Now the Betimaka and they say how many Arsenal game no both home and away. One I know Atlanta France Antoine Griezmann. Now I prepare ye pa. What say Andra when your best 3 chances are Nina also watch name Montimanche name promise Wadima Atletico Woman France and Senyami Aduma Tuesday Omugame Omubo or London Eddie Tima you're from say Arsenal Edia Obeshago and Ablante from say Antoine Griezmann and Sam Kaka Odituga na Diego Pablo Simeone Waba Atletico Madrid 2011 as manager when you say one English teams Abo ewa UEFA Champions League 7 times ewa knockout stage will be any what match Atletico ewa fie say I have Vicente Calderon and as Civitas Metropolitano Stadium will be antimisano one Chelsea abo one Leicester City abo one Liverpool abo one Man United abo one Man City abo one Spurs abo and one Arsenal abo it will be any our team share Atletico Madrid and the manager your friend Diego Simeone ewa Vicente Calderon and Civitas Metropolitano Stadium Mametiero Henry were legend Eddie Matima you're from say Arsenal the last time Arsenal when we call Champions League final 2006 our Stade de France against Barca Arsenal and Timanje not Thierry Henry and their captain now Andra after the game no na Thierry say game na share nano Tuesday and as nano Tuesday by Munchen woman and Paris Saint-Germain game no a different cry now the obeti can say a game where them say I say PH game no you born moon name mando game near on earth nice and so here a moon of gravity from has no gravitational force no and also our slopa now what the Thierry voice no say I am ready jadi ebema nimam the tense andra wo pro game na amokono yebenya Arsenal wo player France Ben White the tense Atletico Madrid One crest na eda from no on say players there and at times one respect omo opponent ne crest one faso nemom arantia fence Ben White eco faso Emma Giuliano Simeone one any papa Diego Simeone say amuntiase say Ben White one for ebuo and for my team from say Atletico Madrid na ye cast a Champions League experience and ka Atletico Madrid women will be at the Arsenal say Atletico woman ko Champions League final makoma ko be say miensa ba as a team from say Arsenal woman koba kope Atletico 1974 against Bayern Munchen woman lusuye 2014 against Real Madrid woman lusuye na 2016 against Real Madrid woman lusuye the Champions League no woman in bo at say Arsenal eti omontias here say Arsenal for na yen anyone say eno Diego Simeone one in the by France say Giuliano Simeone and nsem kakra koso a ena no pay de wonsem e meti fo na e show no so na we dey Thierry Henry and what you was sika ni sem okay enye ready dia we dey anto so na mame Arsenal one manager first Mikel Arteta and Arteta bu fubuta it's a penalty incident e see na wonum say and 2 goals e buy no na ni nyina aye penalty minimum 10 minutes Arsenal wo mkonya penalty abrantie first e better chance every bench e benya penalty and my team from say Arsenal e ma referee Danny McKelly e ko pitch side monitor wo buy no se bon enye penalty na post match interview and Mikel Arteta e say unacceptable e say decision no e benya insunsan so e tie no so yente Arsenal one manager first Mikel Arteta.
Hi, Mikel. Just on the decision again, will you approach UEFA or put a case forward about this decision not going your way?
No. I leave that to the club to decide what's the best thing to do. Now they're not going to give us the penalty. That's gone, and that's it.
Okay, we are the Gunners Arsenal on manager Mikel Arteta and our tenant can say all Casano. Na Diego Pablo Simeone say yan fan to obi anim say oh no ni honest opinion and say Victor Jokeres ne penalty na omajima no boy na national game say op penalty dada e san say bo we dey wodwene wa won tias ne mo ref no agi edema Arsenal ne mo e better che as de ne dey one VAR from e adwene pa na Andra say enya VAR ene wo bo Msenka Arsenal for SCC womo eno oye Diego Simeone and some kakra odi tuja Samia Nasri one oye former player edima Arsenal was Mikel Arteta time cover say Arsenal womo e plus striker no say manager no Victor Jokeres odi no when you wrong profile esan say the Arsenal womo si ebobo no Victor Jokeres won City Arsenal womo style of play no no na wase jokers e wasanka wotimi connect one strikers no and as me fira se no rather nimom ne ball no I say Ellen Halano nimom hoda play kura no abrante friends Victor Jokers enya de eti according to Same Nazri Arsenal for no abrante Jefferson Victor Jokers woman miss profile no eno Same Nazri and the Sansam atuja na wonim say Arsenal eba anase yete Arsenal 1886 na Chelsea 139 years ni and yete Arsenal wonim say Andrew Gua Victor Jokers ehye no only 4th timer yenya Arsenal player what's a goal ever UEFA Champions League semi-final. Hey Arsenal na just Arsenal there Abrante France Kolo Toure against Villarreal 2005-2006 season. Ruben and Van Persie against Manchester United 2008 to 2009 season. Bukayo Saka 2024-2025 season against Paris Saint-Germain. And Andra Victor Jokers one also Ashegunti yenya 4 players pa if you say yati Arsenal we must go our semi-final our UEFA Champions League and the amateur from say Arsenal now you can Jokers and one seminal Jokers say nyame adon Tuesday game a bit different cry it's say omoshe boa omo editia Atletico Madrid woman Atletico match ombo Emirates Stadium and the etia omono sa game a bit different now the betima can editia Arsenal anania adiama Arsenal woman supporters and say sa game ne die kianeke woman ebe win no Abrante fan say Victor Jokers and the Sansam atuja na Matteo Alemani one of the sporting director Adima Atletico Madrid Alemani say dear tennis omo penalty na omunyaye no na a clear penalty nimom Arsenal penalty no na enye penalty na penalty na omujima Arsenal no normally over Europa sa penalty we say enye na too soft na do betima kan and say VAR for no say omoye omo no maye eno Atletico woman sporting director Jefferson say Matteo Alemani and the Sanson Atuja Julian Alvarez abe first player in the history of Atletico Madrid in a single season our UEFA Champions League watch 10 or more goals and no Abrantia Jefferson Julian Alvarez na Mikhailo Mudryk a Chelsea player Andra and by say FNO I'm on 4-year ban na Mikhail pa the 2024 and I F4 by say wama charge Abrantia Jefferson Mikhailo Mudryk for anti-doping once substances be abewam ewa ni mojanum enti obobo enyeye na since November 2024 boy no entimi mobo from Chelsea na the test F4 no wama say 4-year ban and omode ma Mikhailo Mudryk nimom dia me second and say Mudryk ne entourage and after Ukraine women football federation woman the assembly akoma ka and I say court of arbitration for sports and no a cars enti afei in a cars woman Robert assembly so now a match say abia woman better so edema Mudryk and I say omeyi ban edia fuel and no a update a free Mudryk na so edi eba mami Cristiano Ronaldo esa say Andra Anasa woman say Ali by 2-0 a Ronaldo ani Kingsley Coman woman say 2 goals anima Anasa now when him said the last 20 games are Alasa Abo in all competition. Woman win 20 nina. The last 17 games are woman bo El Saudi Pro League no. Anasa awini nina. Na Atletico France married Dimarai. Where tech niba or a defender. Wasina kai anima tima. Jean from Senadi Arasel Ali team no. El Saudi Arabia. Your pro game no be hey. Bwani bo fubrita. Na wasise say Rafisa amo Saudi Arabia. Obia epese Anasa Eji League no na do betima kan se etoso ekosi adia na em se Saudi League no na amo pese amo se no Yenti Ali womo defender Mara Dimarai.
The reputation of league, how is possible? Look, check here, check my foot. He broke almost my foot, huh? Everything they had to Nasser, they want to achieve something. Wallahi shame, wallahi alazim, wallah. They always push, they want to win Nasser. What is my friend? Wallah, this is shame, but alhamdulillah, Al-Ali always.
Okay, we attacking no sinankai and they am a team from say Ali it was Saudi Arabia your friend say Mara Dimarai and our tenant cancer or Casano now make Cristiano Ronaldo no one seven Andra and our Ronaldo is sending 970th career goal na chese aka 30 goals na Ronaldo edru 1000 eya dia 1000 de Ronaldo ebedru na when say Andrew time Ronaldo we post match interview yemenya Ali supporters wo makacha Cristiano Ronaldo say ne modembo aba from papa na omo Ali Asian Champions League wo maje twice in a row na ono Ronaldo oba Saudi Arabia wanya hwe Ronaldo gesture at the chom say one Champions League UEFA de no waje makomako 5 edimu mienu na maginem say agro bi kura na mudie na Ronaldo sinyame adom na yebo season wia won sem kapa esase na nsemu ubo say Saudi Arabia players na ombo clubs no ubo say omo kasa Facebook and watch the tense Instagram wo bia e chena dwen na waje die pass enoma e koso e Saudi Arabia no entwaye say entwaye na image a create and Saudi Arabia league no a bad image especially in Europe essence almost Saudi Arabia one person omo league no come as Arabia ometimi and omo ho atoto Europe for no it is a koba say Saudi Arabia league no ni image ever from there e dia e hard ne pa we Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think this is not good for the league. Everyone complain, everyone do it more than should do. This is football. This is not war. We know we have to fight. Everyone wants to win, but it's not allowed everything. It's not allowed everything. I'm going to have time to speak in the end of the season because I see many bad things. Many players complain, do it post in Instagram and Facebook, speak about the referee, speak about the league, speak about the project. I think this is not good. This is not the goal of the
Okenti ano Cristiano Ronaldo and our ten kanti Ronaldo nsem no na Richard Yakole mom okọ Real Madrid and no pay dem say kan say madefo no o me say o me ma Toni Kroos adwuma na o mo sporting structure ne so no eho and o de Toni Kroos ekwohye na dem me say kan say oba work closely with Madrid major decision makers including Florentino Perez and Juni Califat and say gombe top player biaba there around Toni Kroos na mbebom na almost say Zidane 2010 sa eno mo ye na enam so e ma ne be coach a ogigin kro bebre e de e ma Real Madrid Toni Kroos sa kwan na pepepe eno omode ono so efaso eno updater if Real Madrid o maso e be na no pay no jade ehonsem emetiefo nyina e o show no so Richardo.
Okay, enti Saudi Pro League president as your bull league review
onsem kapa
go to me aso na me ntwani mo league ngi you are plus be all transfers our league no ho social media no so no I am very negative. And now sometimes I can. You see, nobody is saying you can't complain, but when send you a good product, name say. What I say? Especially so you stakeholder. I'm not Ronaldo person. You are a stakeholder of the league now. You know, Mundina mobile. It is a stakeholder no could baby. Now can so product in a do you expect the consumer so no consume you know? He won't. Inti chama de ono nya ka so be press conference ye de obe inti atiefo do ha ibetie bi na Cristiano Ronaldo nsensem ni na no ye hu said ya hu nsem no ebetimi akọ inshallah 4.5 we na 10:32 ye na abdafo me kam fifi Manfred ha Samson Bismarck owusu bempa ayala enso ha mbeto munina enka awo dwedin so of course Joshua Hulutu omunina awo ha I remember now and UEFA Champions League. It seems two things in now. Obi anya happy with officiating, and also how discussions our ha. Yabe Eddie Amame and yabe fear. Well, I know minister no voice at all. The interview on it in Yanama Sempa on Ekusi saying and na yentimi and yatane yabe room na yasay Eddie and common beam titrupa a cash grace. The salary yade emano. It was 100,000. Minister said there be adiano 100,000. In the nani abefia, yabedrin home, abo a yet jumedi, and so but anopay. The someone that breakfast dear. Also, I'm on your light so. Light and so dear. And a chocolim at the papa. Na bibia wumdada, inti utwa, value for money. Yafe na akutu, na bi okrebia. Or the bread be na be fufu bi esa de kan basa na za no pano kwa wo ye di be 50 cedis aba sa so na Ghana yi economy nche na nya yi sa so ha enunti na se etimi aboa no wase wisika eti chocolate ne mesaw ede oto atobi kofie na family ni na no mo enjoy eye mo breakfast no with eye chocolate dio hia eye ensuo keke odigu ma no anum na breakfast no eno so etimi aye ready na yekọ na P phones and accessories na etiefo na P esem nkanto se ewiase oba eye Ghana hapa dia se ope baby aye ton home appliances ana electrical appliances efo na papa dia na kache enese oba na menso be the stamp ready siso sa hane openi na sem na okamene ne yaden in fact uwura na P ho a eniama na fe ana the quality no enso awo so say dum son dem aka kire mo se bi e shoutim se na ni kire ya yes over dia pe dem pedifo na ka kire from ECG ne grid go dia din na no bibia che se dum son de on be solve but it will take time as an it will solve anything me so plan on life na o plan ya now the dum son enso dia shim anything na se wunya aye rechargeable phone and then you do light na was na huhuro ni na no and so etimi aboa me pato air condition no dem ho hye nti ho besra wa da bia nkwa wo sorry akwase unhwe sa me ma no o ma edem wo tantanto nti de yentra ya na eni nkomo oboa edem wo 1 enye 2 ho hye nti odu wura ha enye me nkuri kura me saw air condition se abofo air condition abofo papa oko en na P ho a fo amu wie kura sa usa awo within commerce on basa kwa en kama esa de ma ewe ntwe light ya bia enti da bia no nwene eye bills so ha edwan so de sorry anu so na de mo honso no etimi ayinyo nko a so pe TV rice cooker kanom ope air flyers ni na no ebi awo mobile phone and so ye to be Samsung Nokia nom ope Tecno and a full bia mpacho oko na P phones and accessories me pacho yadia onsa ebetimi and so aka sa niama no enina ebi nkwara no on tablet on this de no and so ye obi ewo ho na de niama mbo so nyina from the home appliances mobile phone any ade bia na P eton bia no etie for de tere say and nsuo to na so for more den enti ya in such a way say wo de wo ba na wunya sika ni nyina emfama make sure so obenya half now the Ghana card at the account oba near spread the account the amount from 3 months a copy 12 months that is 1 year and the bama na fe unso to me at the 2.5 now and so at me akano na say you are good to go it is so for the factor na say ho and na obia and so e dinida edifi ho ni nyina chi no yes I am 50% discount me pacho commence adum first one no and I branch edikan ewo opposite Aseda House Kesmin Hona Kesmin Media omo ho na obiba JK Bodinim hanso Kumasi edum omo opposite the Prudential Bank na edum number 3 eye PZ wana ose open na kwesi agema Bodinim hanso omo ho enkanfa mu tie shoyi monko Magdina Zongo Junction Tamalifo monko Abuabu Station ha 0533 093422 any a number obetimi any omo edin komo me pacho computer ho adesua de Uniat Practical Institute any omo maka aha isanse ho de omo lectures papa bia and a teacher for woman bene eba no computer adesuam edin to kwon ye kyerewade a enya di obewie na afei computer software na ayeden so obi akọ computer school obi akọ computer school be 1 year o de computer man na nusi ho otimi fanya he me so Uniat de unkowie na ensan ko ba ne se so sakofufro ha o de okwa o kono ko preko obewie nso no wa ben enti course bia efa computing ho no obetimi akọ yebi abo Uniat Practical Institute na software engineering computer hardware and mobile phone technicians munina munko sua ho ade ewo ho artificial intelligence ni nyina de bewuro na de sua de computer basics and office administration network and cyber security engineering data analytics ni nyina me pacho ene ho nkro de ba okwa onso betu akwa kusua bi awo eye junior te ho no eche for de ten say usua ade no ewia attachment ene eye job air placement ni na no eye ade a omo bepe companies awodo a obetimi ade amo ama omo na mo akoye adwuma school no so ya ne seche we say obre no se de tibia betimi aba na obaje ntete open regular obetimi akọ weekends enwumre na distant class 0555383848 omo ewo kumase sisanso ya odu osu sisanso ba stop a number no na wafre na oni yidi atempanifo eni enkomo amanse Royal Bank se brabe bi account ho na ochina bi no pesika ade aboa wan kasa ho a wonso yetimi aboa ma wonsa no etimi aka esika ni bi bank ni bi ho no ma ono mba ya adwuma saa okoso o pebisa akro ma afi requirements a chese awse wonso timi enyan sana ana obetimi ya meet ansana ya ma besia no wa akra obe fed up so anything am say amanse Royal Bank PLC ko na enom nkoye adwuma bi account ho savings current susu account and a fixed deposit na no obetimi abia bi awo ho me pa cha oye salary worker and na wutie me se eye ankwankra adwuma na ba adwuma and na we bia ayetu akana ja bibi ebebo ma o salary ni na no udi ntiama this one to aswa she papa we say abasa eno anu so obekọ amansi ho no aka chom so mumma me salary advance so na ese me mfantwitwa me ho ena mpewe na apedien eyi abefie me pacha o pebesia e de atrewa hiem o pebi e de akosu dan ana o pebi e de ewurawa dwumam ama odwuma na timia kese a amanse omo hesitate kra o tenasia ni edo bosia ade maw na onso etimi ade akwakwa odwuma 24/7 enti ko ho eba ne na amafo bank na nso ye bi pa ATM card ye bema bi sanso ena sika no efrabroche ba ria enom ene eye wose union ni na no akonya eda ho a onso obetimi enso enya usika de afri abrochire oba eye Ghana hadia branches no bebre antwo krom me patro manso nkwanta manso dubia ana manso data na wona no me patro okwa amanse Royal Bank PLC omo awo ho ayana wafre 0247200013 ene miamia pika ho a odi wafre number na onso no omo branch ebe na 190 call na onomo akoye business na etefo ye trophy and American Vim energy drink at the amobia utie show enano pay na the attention Vim no wa ye juma upon akofie now sorry ye utimi so honam ni na eya ya energy ni na ko enti juma kwa uko ni na usugu ye mpachaw eno an so de onam kwaso na no koto ye Vim energy drink na enum suna usugu ye mi na no ubeja because obesan enya hoden sonko a ode be kwa akoye adwuma kama pa na sun cables no migusu ami di ho adanse e de ache electrician bi a wutie me pacha uyo bi a wusi dan ton anase efiewura utie dwumade enano pe a wodan no edu so obewo ya cables no koto sun cable omode no eneye eja hihye bia enim so omode ne de omohwe Ghana ye wodai usa hadwa no bo enti ebosa na ma esoro ho no ahye ochina cables no enya na akofa edahye enso edi abranti Ghana Standards Authority ana Energy Commission say Ghana ni bia owaya odan no me pato wawa ya dadam pa ko yi dada ni free so koto sun cable na fagusu sane be ya onso sabi sika odi si dani dina no enkoba ne sa obetimi enso ahwere ba no PVC pipe nina yedibi enso edi aba 0534800832 yo kumase edum also per PowerPoint electricals no akwa Germany ma no ebi mo handan me pacha wasu fi awie emo asiesie ni na from kitchen ho adeba ayo living anasa ho bia na ya sorry dan na mpese mu siesiem office ho asiesie ni na 5A Home China Furniture Limited omo ena me kamfo edi amasa open konya edi akogu asori dem efie ana office ni na no yakofa bi edi aba table seton bi eba ne TV fridge air condition washing machine ni na yedi bi edi aba bathroom hono me pacho eba no shower taps and afi toilet seat ni na yet bebre ede aba me pacho opese o ye dem ho fe shrei to say insurance for residu ha me pacho say o curtain chandelier carpet nom ni na ayade a ebi ho mattress abeda so ni na no okwa we de mattress papa bi oda so anya de oda so anamponko pam no bia mattress na enye etina da bia oso da ya enkoyi no me pacho be to de ni bi na eso da ede kama edna ne bo no enso awo from otade e ho nso a 50% discount ye de ema na nso no wetimi I enjoy ye kumase asukọ haya oso per just like building no ye ben eye JP 4 station no and I said the arc hotel opposite ho edna ye wo 0549680030 eno eye number bubetimi ene omonso no edi eye enkomo ene anope win of say bra na odan no windows and doors ni na no fasa contract ne bra na onye ne kama emfama wo ye designs no efe o banso na wa ankasa wo design pese ye de mawa eno so akwanya da ho ye be ne fe ye window ana door e de mawa me pato kronfo ontimi mbuani na sempo ebi kura na obi pese odi ubone tetawa bia pese otutuo bi na ewura window no ma na odo ni ebebo no oku a eno so akwanya ni ho ha because ye de no ya ne seche so otutu a de bida entimi mfam na akodi obia enso ebone ntimi samo efiewura for abrochefo a musimu dan se edu window na doors ne dia me pacho opese slide dem awa ye be bi diama casement eno so ye be balustrade nom and shower doors ni na ye bi kama ewo yen akachia ye kumase me pacho pechi number 1 edna ye wo ana so de friend na ye ni eye business hon komo 0537817472 ano pay amani afufo pika ho edna etinko nyuma Thursday edition of Nhyira digital passports yede emamo ena no pay odumadi so Fifi Manfred Kofi Maresca good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say
we are go
the yamiase Semna scholar ni dey was expected ana
we expected say the KG encounter
they who goes baby
one of my people is medical show match me medical show match me
when na goes and now supposed to be people sabe
aha me goes in your
tactics enko
which we dey tactics cry ye pa qualify o
momo why
Arsenal
two teams no
we back when the Champions League.
Reason is saying
was it in 2017 Tema Madrid and Atletico Madrid called final on Lisbon. They are Jose what's his name? They are Cristiano Ronaldo. SSR last goal no Madrid no. Okay, it was Sergio Ramos that shared the equalizer in
how many Madrid that caught final you know?
One more Lisbon no
204 and then 206.
No. This one is recent, 206.
Okay.
Yeah, the Amon come on Lisbon, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
I think it was Carlo, was it Zidane and I say Carlo Ancelotti, but Cristiano Ronaldo was in there and we were on crew. So on that night, I thought that it was probably the most cruelest Champions League final match. Because Atletico yeah, almost an early goal. I think it was Godin. Maybe you can say. Then up and down. Last minute, Sergio Ramos, bam. Then the ball went to extra time. No, I'm sure 4-1, 3 goals in extra time, making it 4-1. So for me, that was a final that the Atletico, I don't think I'll ever forget. It will be team.
Okay.
And we've always said that the Champions League always gives you bad memories before it gives you the right memory. If we are watching Champions League, especially in recent times, you go and taste defeat. The later Champions League gives you the glory. It's the reason why in Thiago Silva did Champions League with Chelsea. Not Chelsea the bad because as a player he had gone there several times with Paris Saint-Germain. No, really. Then finally he got there with Chelsea, managed to win. Thomas Tuchel saying, and that is the thing with European competitions. And I remember there was this video that I constantly see. Say that Guido Simeone and the back, Guillermo Simeone. They were crying when Madrid were lifting the trophy. So for that, I think it's going to be a huge one. which I also think that Arsenal have done well enough.
Still unbeaten.
Yeah, near Chelsea usually Chelsea fans don't side with Arsenal. But Arsenal have done a lot of good job in the last 7 to 8 years. Which make Arsenal under Unai Emery. Make Arsenal. When we were starting this whole back and forth, if you maybe come form Freddie Lindbergh, the money and the Advertisements come and hold on to the club small to see if they get success. And the club has struggled until so we see Mikel Arteta and what Arteta has used the club to do. To that, I think that they need more than just the FA Cup. Life has been a little bit unfair to them. Share English Premier League this season. Wouldn't say likely say City basically will treble. And Arsenal may not win anything.
Which may go toughless.
So it is the cruel nature of football. Anything that maybe these two teams, maybe apart from them, by Munich, again the story of Vincent Kompany, I'm particularly excited about it. Me, just like everybody, I love the comeback stories. Uncle Yamobi, then he reinvents himself and get the success that he gets. I know people have said so at Bayern they bought good players for Vincent Kompany, but trust me, away from the good players, the man has shown that he's a top manager, and the players need deliver. We've seen players, managers who have gotten top players, but they've not delivered. And this is a good job being done by Abanti friend Vincent Kompany. It's really there.
I see so with team. This season,
yeah,
Champions League to Bayern.
The
simple reason I know I can't see.
Okay.
Coach.
Yeah, Kompany has done a good job. Yeah.
Also, you'll be criticizing the power.
Yeah.
Because time I buy for name and say, you brought the barely a call.
That's even yet.
What do you want more correlation?
Yeah.
Premier League, no, yeah. Then all of a sudden, a big club like Bayern say, Yakofa, Vincent Kompany, only experience beyond.
Bayern for say a convincing more of Vincent Kompany. Only when say about a people coaching. Now, Kompany didn't buy you. And a Christian friend, a catcher and say, on Fred Guardiola. No, Guardiola Kompany will come because only friend he feels that Kompany is a good manager. Let's not hear man. And when I say that I can't barely call relegation here. That friend is a constantly he will tell only that call Joseph. It's all Fred Joseph. Yeah, Joseph catches the master. The guy is good. With your power, take away the barely relegation. Give him a chance. That's how they. More club, more systems in place. More top players are man. Obey your man. And he thinks that even in the last 3 days, it's a tougher condition that Vincent Kompany coaches teams who use own production untouchable. And then Vincent Kompany is untouchable. And it's sometimes the story that football tells. Which era? There are a couple of things that happened that I liked in this one. These are two teams who win the Champions to be leader. So nobody really has an extensive bargain right over the other. Only in the finals, but only for Atletico has been prolonged. For Arsenal, large part of the club lifespan. Annual sort of quote unquote team by the same for jokers. Quarter final na buy na uniform. No call 16 na Barcelona uniform. No quarter final na 5-2. The Champions League Arsenal for another laughing stock with Yasi. So for them, the times have changed for them. Which, if you are told an Arsenal fan 5 years ago, say on Chushubako, going to the Champions League semi-final, 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid team, all you see here against an English opposition in the semi-final of any European competition. Now, on the game, we call Emirates. And I say, Atletico Madrid 3-0, and then he's okay, only sure it's only unique competition, or because of the final. Because for this club, final what they know, the mentality to go to places like this, it's last season in the quarter final of the Champions League, or football club Real Madrid home and away. Arsenal are coming of age, and I say this every time. I'm gonna catch you. Say, India obi promo ofe, India obi so pese, obi nkani na obi a, say more no 1 year per your money. A first thing that Jose Mourinho Eba Besetia Bitima is parking the bus, Chelsea for Bobo effect. There is nothing like no effect. In the grand scheme of things, it's about winning. One shot will be unfound. How many of these teams? Atletico Madrid, share Barcelona. High line, high pressing, expansive football, chance creation. If you think that you can do that for 90 minutes and win by 5-0, 5-4, no qualifier, fine. Obviously, he will shut up shop, prevent you from scoring you 5. You want the 1-0 you film, choose your poison. And it's for Arsenal fans, we are not worried about the scoreline. And now they have just one job. Go to the Kinitas Wonder and then make sure, say, give me and then call the Emirates, and you're dead. Because you do a late in Quadia, you can play. You better try. You better see the whole fans. Not London will come behind us. And we'll see if we can go there and get the final of the Champions League. It will be a massive improvement on Arsenal season. Last season, of course, semi-final, the eventual winners, Paris Saint-Germain, the uniform. If it goes to the final, it is going to be a huge improvement for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. Now, before the game, the story that we've always been hearing at the Wanda Metropolitano, Arsenal for officials no quote-unquote check a page and say glass length no too much. Now, according to William Balek, Arsenal for not complain to UEFA phone. Now UEFA phone what they say. No my yes yen komeja. It was 26 inches. I think it was centimeters. I'm not too sure about the mode of measurement, but it was 26. And apparently, according to UEFA, I say between 15 to 30. And the Arsenal, Atletico Madrid for any Bolivia, and it was the same against Team FM Football Club Barcelona. And now, when the game started, Atletico obviously got into the game first, and we expected this narrow 4-2-2, 4-4-2 for Team FM Atletico Madrid. But the most important part of the game was at this side. On the field, it's the right hand side. Ocean was screen to a left hand side. Marcus Llorente and a bunch of William Simeone. When you know what William Simeone gives to the team, Atletico Madrid, Papa is a touchliner. So probably obey the leader of the press the pack. Then of course making sure that Johnny Cardoso will get space. He brought on a bunch of Molina. Press Arsenal. They were more comfortable to force Arsenal into making errors, and then they won the ball in very dangerous areas. I think that is exactly what gave them momentum. Second half, chances of falling to Ademola Lookman, Antoine Griezmann, Ademola Lookman,
Bobano.
This is where Atletico Madrid got the chance to kill us now.
No, but Sabons are not sleepy.
You're not sleepy. Ademola the also have a shiny nasi. But still,
oh yeah, there.
I think Atletico should have gotten the second goal now.
Oh man, you're lucky enough. Means I don't know. Especially the last 10 minutes of the game. There's some coming to Nyago.
Because we should do some series. Over to Nyako.
Yeah, no more knocking the doors of Arsenal.
At least make it 2-1.
At least 2-1, at least. But because and I know sometimes as Smiley and Jawa.
But
you wait to a critical now division.
Will it not be the reason why Atletico will feel more Emirates?
I think so.
Because you know the opportunity to feel
that has been Arsenal tactics this season. Champions League normal. About fear. Obe make sure so obe shine crab 1-0. Yeah. Obe pen the draw bi anabia. So opportunity the bar or show 1-0. Yeah. No the game now by Emirates. Yeah. No obe kill adwuma no. And no the same approach they normally call Atletico.
We stay in the game away from
stay in the game. Yema tie no still na alive. Yeah. Yem fan go back home because supporters be favoring in the game. And I think that I agree with you. Looking at two teams, Bia or trying to qualify to the next stage there. It looks like Arsenal.
But I also think that this man was a difference maker for Arsenal. Solid goalkeeper on all levels. And I just Barcelona 400 million now. I must say Atletico for no more thing for Willian Alvarez no. No one you do.
Kofi, me kradam to me bisa question.
Yeah.
So ko Europa. Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
Yeah.
And Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
Strikers me sawi.
Yeah.
Se everyone say bia team ban na per policy striker bi. It na could jina ni mo hwana bi.
I'll take Harry
Kane.
Yeah. If Harry me sans what to car me talk Julian Alvarez.
Not now.
As but no versatile. With my bond the wing, with my ball 10, with my ball 9.
You see, Hurricane in ball.
Yeah.
But Julian is on the ball.
Oh, he's a solid player.
He's very good on the ball.
And now he controlled the ball 1-2. Almost actually. Ball was where I told myself that.
I'm just always at or had done time.
Listen to ball myself. Really, yeah. Great player
from striker too.
He was brilliant.
Dangerous.
And I look at the boy with an Alvarez and Charlie in Atletico Madrid. The XGs are not as dominant as Manchester City.
Yeah.
But on ball, he still delivers.
The jib ball, no, the hold that play, or 10.
You're not penalty.
Ball shot.
Penalty, right? Come on, Toho.
And I'm going to with the Kotu media. Yeah. And I think, in Hurricane won.
Hurricane. As a main striker, I will also go for Hurricane. Then, of course, when you look at the rest, I will look at other players that can come in and see they can do the job for us in that regard. Anyone a striker, for me, I love it. Again, which it was one of the nights in the Champions League where you give a lot of credit to Victor Gyökeres getting the job done early on for Arsenal for and getting the goal. Now look at this. When you look at the conversation, Arsenal in the Champions League in 2024, this season, the number of shots, the number of chances that were created, and the kind of opportunities that teams in the area reach. Then down to this. Watch it. Advertisements when it comes to the Champions League European competitions against English sides, still goalless, and he maintained that record at home. Arsenal forces this season the Champions League, still they are unbeaten. When it comes to clean sheets and the kind of performance of the two guys, another solid one. Which I don't think this was a penalty.
It wasn't
a penalty.
Because Brentford crown one can.
I think that there's a yellow card for simulation. Because I don't think it's a penalty. How come waiting for the tackle? He missed it LOTR for when and Arsenal force should be a little bit patient because that was not any penalty at all from there. It's Antoine Griezmann. At this age, still delivering proper football. Only to Solot to bench. Every 2 week out, Solot is on the bench. And that is what I brought here for Antoine Griezmann. It means that the two semi-finals here, Paris Saint-Germain first leg, when they advantage they go away from him. So say, for me, the Champions League semi-final will come down to who takes advantage of the home record. How do you perform at home? Paris Saint-Germain made sure we really game by 5-4. I didn't mention it to you. It will mean that Bayern would have to start from a -1 to fight back. Vincent Kompany said, every Bayern fan, Barbarian will be a bar. They should come with their red and all your yet in the free because he wants to see a vociferous fan base. Arsenal at home at the Emirates. I think this style is advantage them. Our Champions League. There's going to be Europa League and a Conference League also. 4 games because Europa, no Braga, and Freiburg, and then the 2 English boys will play. Team back I'm supporting Europe say prior Aston Villa.
Emery.
Or Europa League mama ya boame. That you meeting about Champions League. They will support power Villa side so could meet Champions League mama. They are going away to Forest. Which on Europa League nights are you quoting feeling it does not. And today we expect to say Villa versus Nottingham Forest no. The goal will fall down. And 1.5 will fall down. I'm expecting a Villa double chance. Then they'll take the tie to Villa Park. Then the Braga versus Freiburg. If you watch Braga at home, Freiburg for a high scoring team, and then Braga are very stubborn. I'm looking at either team to score low as one of those picks now for them. Now in the Conference League, Rayo Vallecano against Strasbourg. Rayo this season since December, we lose so much of fee. So it's a Rayo double chance when they stay at home to play. And then there is one other game that's going to go on. That is Crystal Palace and Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar Donetsk. There are a lot of goals in Shakhtar's games. So we also look at goals over the team. Young coach, FML TFO and for Europa League matches now. Because all across Europe and the Conference League, just solid ones, and they are putting together for you to make sure. First off, wait me for our pen and paper. So already. So who ensure teams take a screenshot. Fifi Manfred on all social media handles. So coach now hold that. Rich first one a BW 5236 E8 8A. That's the first one. Second one, A, BW 5236CFFE. Third one, A, BW 52368E53. Fourth one, A, BW 523655FA. And the last one, which A, BW 52319E9C. Which yes.
Kofi yanso yedase yento so na yedin komo kakra na besma ko su bempala emeto so na madam fo chi 8 show no say na Vansan company no ba na dey ya no ai because at Bayern oje Bundesliga na nche danye news me chemi no ya adwen because at Bayern oje league nche danye news. The reason why me person the Champions League no say na be ya e be me wiase na hu say enye Bundesliga no ko a waje no, but he's a good coach. Antina ama me pese oje eye Champions League no. Anyway, yan to so da yani Dominion powder from penifo ni nkomo. Powder no a ena sese obia enum bie no. Me pato ye di ho nkomo na wonso akakotubi na etimi aboawo opani akwaba
ya akronto menia
pato na wonte sen
adom
edenya ase menimi etiefo ni na afide ni yodia yetiem Dominion for
medase ebusuafo anopei nyame nhyira obi a wotie nhyira esan say nhyira already know you are blessed,
yeah,
and it is all the two are there no extra bonus. Ya Sunday edra ya to din say Dominion herbal powder e de brewo wadaroma se wutie mi a me no nkasa nche edru a bejo no eye atrema sima na ho ato se uyo obi a anopei se osore ye no oboso fono afi obu afu efiofo nyina aso obi kasa ho a onya na nko betwa no straw anaso betwa no twade ko akoma to yem enye no ma anya obi ana to edru o yare ko akoma to yem once a to be rich over sorry if you get no you don't feel happy. Shenkan a to be who is cow, but you see obi be so as one we were enye normal enye normal enti eba na sa pe
what me di from an opatu enyumre
once no onafofo ana ada colleagues ni bisa rich and dey say
as a mudu
nye me ba cho enye normal o system no respond to name bi enti eba na sa fa wa adwene ko wachi nra enuani bi a udidie ebi kura no wani diye ana ebi a eduane kura no pa na sori ya odi rebu a anope banku ni mekosira wa bi wa awiagu ni widiem esa the real system responding esa ha ho kura bo modern so bepe Dominion herbal powder ni bi no pe echa kwan ne pe nsu hie now the teaspoon your tablespoon ye atrekese na edidi mu no teaspoon ye ketwa na ye de yeti no sabako ye nsu hie fegu cup half cup ma nsuo ni nya seteni e ma nya se sa nya se obon so de powder ni gumo na edededem nti ye hia na onum na ma na dwukakra no anom me pa cho sima enfifiri boni betew na de nyame asese enfifiri no kratew na pedue ni modu na wadi sa uyo bi a wutie mi usuro se okura bibia okono ba kwotena yi ase because o sorry a na na ase atatai ye besero na usu no kura miawo me pa cho e ma yensero e obedwom nti mesero ene eduru abu se oba yire fem ho a mrantie na mayo wa ha obebisa rich anase odie oba osi Dominion herbal na wa ha se na eduru no upe bi ato enso to wa ha obeba na mafa sanlai anope mi be ni pe bi tete ase ho we dem fi se mo ba show se bi kura bi adekro nti ama uyem anase wayase abosome no suwi a o menses no be so a o time no so a na ubu afu kasakasa na odidi atem na dien na utiantiem na obi hu mpacho ene ye ntiantiem Dominion daroma ebeboa ama sa yase yawo no a ha no nti ama sebe udi sa yawo no ne nyina etubetwa se wutie me na se madam anopei o sorry ye wawtimu se wachi bremu efiti ukon udompe ko osisimu eko nan kokom utim se yesi bibi di sciatica edin de na no bi dia koto ni bedin wa sori dem o say Steven Sciatica and I say hey, bra what is Sciatica na say ade bo modern say sister obepe Dominion herbal powder bra openi obepe bi na waye enya nanse ene kire wo no ene kire so bia bodua omuja ni ntimi circulate bo modern picture kwan nenom abranti a wuti mo fie sisi a tie me kan se bia kire oya abranti na uko esie ni mu a ye ka sisi a ukusia oba ana no yire na wo ho na sima uko enim na no wa utim se se de kan na tie na ntisa me pacho eno no enkyere se obo half time bo modi de picture kwes enim ya be sero wa ho den so te hwe o hwe me ka se screw to ma o hwe enti bi wo o hwe ho ba bibia oto ase wo no se enti na connected to sade no se uyo obi o ta tena fa ko che wa djuma wo ye no pege ne memu odu ene ade senti ni be week ene na ma o mra o ye ba fom me sanka bi ene na ma o mra o ye den e ba fom ti ko ba no ho a o mo se sima na fe o pepepe na wona wo sen kwajo wa betray me nyina o ba bi o be ko match race na so be ko no be ba na fe no be me yade oboa oh ya ko share wa ko lusu match no
odi akọ
wa yes na oba na timi odi we nya jimi ran so dey so etin battle o dia na Dominion herbal powder no pebi ne fa guti isushiem nenom anya isushiem kwa obeti ma pekoko otokoko a manye sitri fegum na fe bomodен se obenom na wa sima anya obi ne beka kirewo ma me fa na mayima ho e bia na bitikem any ade dem pacho 0543
158
195
195
0543
158 195
and afi 0245 455 740 0245 455 740 me pa cho bomoden wo bia wo pressure diabetes stroke me strosa and afofo mi ensen o me dangerous o mudin nso akono me stroke bibiri papa o stroke pressure onim say me yesu say yenyi and ehunu difference wo yenim say yesi abrofo nkwan na wo sa de no diabetes obi ope your friend say sichiri yare ye ope sichiri duane no di anwane ade ne fisa konya diabetes but ene ne masesa openi asagro ne masesa yen kola bi se benku ye dipa nya asem keto o na o benku no koba wasan be fa ne kura o na otetire na o de owi akobobo eni yesu di benku ibire ni ade ne ho ba ne ni mu nyansa efementia esichiri bo ni pedwem ni ade ene anadwo na kobrani aso no arifufu ke o ori anko exercise bia no de akoda we pacho ene adesua bi adwenim wiase asesa niam ante sa biom misro bibri bo modern yare ba enka nkyerɛw na no ya radio presenter CBA obaako okoye adwuma radio so ni TV so ote so kasa se ya okasa wiye no krae ano signing off make ni pe bi adwen beko wasifom okodu fi obi a oni amanfo di nkomo wakura dem eba ne sen enya mroba na nyobi na twene tutu ade echen wewu yenko bise ma pressure abusuya obi anyi save asiso ye kan te sa agro obi ani wo save na sikeni kura wu na wo hiani sebe na okọ hospital a ebo ebebo no pe Dominion herbal powder chakwan manu besi na nkyere me sorry esan se unim de ye ade pa ye nkasa ho bebre bomoden se wo fie na uti pa o ke woni su brew ke uti fa ase asramo me pa cho pe Dominion herbal powder chirakwan on sano na agene na 83 na de bo kan enfa on samo o sabiu mesro pe Dominion herbal powder chirakwan etimi be sorry me kan semba ko pe enachro tini kobrane sore ye no wan ko boxing oni obi an ko konto ko bat ni yem o tinka se ni yem wo ni yem na ni yem ye ne ya enya also rich na say saade na koso 3 days to the men of women remember obi aka say boss mi yem bremo ye me yankasa indeed Enye one member yen belt na yebono. Belt ni mi ona otanasia. Hook no emie uyem ase no. Nti etimi ma o Johnson horo na etimi so sene Johnson no. E ma o Johnson no. Emia no bebre affect na bebre uyem. Eye big eye member bebre enim. Ti mesro. Eye food supplement. Bebi wo biara pe Dominion Herbal Powder cha kwa. O osa pe chira kwa beti ma bo. Me de na mayima ona ma sorry. Fred Dominion. Oh, matrofo iso sisi a drugstore bi o pharmacy bi o Kumasi a anaso be nsere from on sabe kebi 0543
0543
158
195
0543 158 195 and afi 0245 455 740 0245 740 Abusa hana minu mesi.
Okay.
Na what say na be share.
Ye damasi. Enti etie for Dominion Herbal Powder. Ahon komo na ye di awie no. Ahon kotobi. Na yade ebrobro so ni na no enti me mu ano kina yade bi amfa onum na ya meka se enra ya no ne na ma onyare o na wawi. Yare hyehyɛ ho ye kwa ye bai. Aye bebre asisi yen but enan hodi nti ayana ye say okay but yen sheda anya okay santim so kotobi na embwa okay ento dwumade no so mfama me nshwa 104.5 Minia Hasla JKD o UK by so owo aye Tunisia ona onene mano family ni na o maba vacation awon so abejo mani kaka Hasla good morning our Tunisia okay good morning.
Good morning.
Now what to say?
Oh, nyame adome ho ya pa.
Eda nyame ase. Josh. Good morning.
Good morning.
You be fine.
Nyame adom.
Eda nyame ase. Me to aso mfimfi ho.
Me won say okọ adumu a. Hyper Road ho. Building na Holland Insurance home no.
Okay.
The friend Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea house, yeah.
Yes, the owner of the building Mr. JK Ajuman. A friend of Wiba JK. We're a big fan of this show.
Wow.
And Anopai OTA and said they be OTA, no.
And then I see.
On a Inuya Oracle Nenam. And Mr. JK Ajuman. Anopai. That's a pass up Papa de Bia OTA. Yeniso na Anopai a chow. Na Yakasa Yankopon Koswana unshaw. Rich. Nyame pɛ no kwafo.
Sure.
Nyame pɛ.
Ono kwa na enda dawo.
Ene no kwafo. Ano pɛ mi ho adwiri me. Time na and the Costa Air stories no. Cristiano Ronaldo said
Was it players no boss at the Pro League no. On pe complaints do. The chairman himself.
Asemu ya no wadi on.
So we can negative stories and some kwa na far league no.
Rich, does Cristiano Ronaldo think say sebi. Yeah, we are saying ye nyina ye short memory and I say ye suffer from the psychologist Becca amnesia na. Enche bia. Cristiano Ronaldo call strike. League no ombo biem. Na asem ne say a since o ko piem in the Saudi Pro League. Me team Nasa onji league ni da. Na ogidi say the reason why I onji league and say league na nkasa a protected team bit say Al Hilal mo to win the league. And they are being favored. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Which are negative. Difference be
it's the same complaints about the league. Any favoritism. Cristiano Ronaldo cried rich. Obo wampa. Na de mara okasa wa nebati. But who Ronaldo you. Aside on normal football contracts are signed with Al Nassr. You are paid ambassadorial money for the league. Any Saudi Arabia or more chances to even host the World Cup. It will be a bigger figure in Saudi Arabian football. But you complained. And who Ronaldo when you say the moment of Beckham, you say Kim, and now Ronaldo complained the Koba Yafe. This is India. Or Senna. So say, are you very likely to win the league? Others also complain and say, no. I say, when you threw you were you born, and that's Ronaldo Beckham. No me ko here, man. Yes, you are coming. Ronaldo say, hey, that won't come on to me. Yes, I'm a side brand. No, yes. Yes, you way pa. And go for penny no coffee. Now, before we wait for the press conference, you know, Mr. Obi Oben on na Betty, no kind of say, sebi. We are seeing now any short memory. Now, at the end, all baby defending no, or ye as guilty as charged.
If you are not so jai, only you. There was all 2 million na half. Say, look, the product Saudi Pro League you protect no. But when you
there is no one person who has brought the product Saudi Pro League into disrepute etching Ronaldo.
Yeah. Even at the point of because league in the crib, you know.
Even to the extent say, since Saudi Pro League by how many times when we say Saudi Pro League, you know, as an institution, I release this statement. How many times when we say Saudi Pro League for Ababe Chechirmu, how power partition say bia club bia a woman say there are a lot of clubs under the Saudi Arabia investment fund no name of the club bia so in a unique way rather than there internally because of Ronaldo they had to come and explain all these things to people and then yeah quite now foul fee you know o say quite tene to be anka na nuntum Yankopon pe ene no kwafo Rich before make a game in one seminar. May I just say it has occurred to you too. You say you drew semi-finals at the last 4 of the Champions League. Maybe the main father say a coincidence. That is what the current trend in football is here. Have you realized 4 teams now do Champions League final? A semi-finals. Omunina coaches ex-players. Luis Enrique ex-player. And your team no crap specifically like border. Until Luis Enrique ex-footballer, Vincent Company ex-footballer, Mikel Arteta ex-footballer, Diego Simeone ex-footballer. So what realizes Rich, what does it tell you? It tells you say yeah, time na yes so I pe ball no. Rich now you need a lot of ex-footballers or your coaches o. Na ni was
Omon ball no ko man say na mon gidi
exactly. But now saying there I very very likely say Rich at any tournament in any league in bedroom maybe no. Say offer coaches at tournaments, offer coaches in leagues Rich, you will get majority being ex-footballers. When you say, a Ghana happy, and we don't accept that trend. And when we give clubs to ex-footballers, it be more, it was some kind of agitation towards it. But I am happy I have stayed consistent on this matter for years. And sometimes say and nobody say ba na me dwene ho a it makes me proud the kind of work I've done over the years. Rich. Say ye hwe de ekoso amono no. Na ye fair football bi afiri mu ewo ye local football na. Look. The fact that why football happen doesn't suggest say I was say change na try ye perobi of football my for you need to first put yourself up for it. Rich obi say Mikel Arteta Ofilamasia
played in Spain, made the transition to England. Obebo Everton, Arsenal, money ade. Ubeje say, "Oh, we playing career no. Oh, baby, we na." Then he started his coaching course. I was Stockport, I was Scotland. Oh no, Patrick Vieira mo, Thierry Henry mo. Ano mo course our school no Scotland. I want to mu training course. And now me no ka say Pep Etsy ne dagauta. Otu wenia as an African you see Kolo Toure meboa. Vincent Company went through the mail. And then they won a certificate at the highest level of coaching. And OD coaching. You can say same for Diego Simeone. Ubetuma can say for Luis Enrique. The point is that, and then in Ghana, the reason why Bashir Hereford will choose Daniel Nhyira say Brabeyem assistant to Heart of Lions. And look, Daniel Nhyira, when they try to get you baby on namna Rich, me also say ain't chebebre with proper capacity building. He can come and coach Kotoko. Say man sooner or mani muye dua. He will easily walk in and come and coach Kumasa Sante Kotoko. But you see, you can't say same for Bisa Dombote. You can't say same for Bisa Mankwameku, even though Omani G football no. You can't say same for a lot of ex-players in Ghana. The simple reason, and they say, the same man will do my team because we are ex-footballer. Rich, it is not as simple as just because you are ex-footballer. You need to learn too. Ubera, Nancy, a story about so, yes, some way and the coaching course, every Ghanaian was happy. SCN, a postie, so we in the course, every Ghanaian was happy. Simply because you need to go through the learning to put yourself upside one day, a Jumani bar. What's your market not watching me about that is the trend. That is so much the trend. Now I'm saying even on the African continent. Look at the coaches on my yard dear path from countries. Look at when Algeria was winning the AFCON. They won it with S-player Jamal. Now say Morocco aqua semi-finals of the World Cup. Wagragi, former footballer. Look at Ivory Coast. Winning AFCON and CA. Immense fire. Former footballer. Look at Senegal. Winning AFCON and CA. Ali say former footballer. Look. The point I want to make is say there is now room for former footballers, and they are being considered and favored for big jobs, big coaching jobs in football. And like when you see the trend, you also follow it. You give yourself that opportunity. Rich, and I'm telling you, say if any job is available, not a former footballer, ekuta the same certificate as Obia on your former footballer. Not a coaching job. I will always advocate for the former footballer. Look, when you sit down with these players, about football.
So you understand the game.
Rich, they have rich memory. Look, and not just the classroom knowledge, the pure pragmatic, practical understanding of football. And last time we could take part in so. Yeah, so special Biana Awa Mua. Awa Muhammad. Ebe Bobby. Na be oba late. Into now so tena bench na omu ya no yes substitution. Into whom ya no Chelsea say hey ayala and obetena me nchen. Rich. Within be 15 minutes. Football nkoma me ni Awa Mua die no. I will not get it from anybody I'm saying need to do football nkoma. When he told me the practical examples he gave me, we were speaking about Kotoko. Okay. And he was worried about the club. And I can't tell me, your time we see BBC see he told me a BMNE
institutional memory
is a too much. And see, that is the
trend. That time young boy have been a me na sabre no so bo a Rangers over room. Inti otin kwala team bia ono ko bon ba no ne so and me who someone do that level and because sunny now which was and of course
one of the best and it's Yes, he's now into coaching.
Rebecca no dey. Imagine say Rebecca na be top notch coach.
The last time KGL me ko share o Bantima Koko Ase Park no. He brought the Greater Accra team.
Okay.
And he's doing very well. Yes sir. Your players no who say even at the big stages the opportunity is there. Ma ho kwan na also so etimi call and me so say that that's why you can say Ivory Coast the national team no amakolo to be obi anwa. And everybody will give it a thumbs up because oni pepum to watch video with the team in manner. Even
your blacks are at a point because Apia
Sika Kono Otoado and all of them are former footballers until you give yourself the opportunity. And I gave them just say you'll be
it was expected.
It was expected. Say after the share against Paris Saint-Germain in Germany, these people were also going to give us a different perspective to how we play the game. Make a different perspective and make a team conscious about balance and defending. Team a GD say football is not only played on the front foot. Attack. You must be very, very wary of the defense. And a game I'm share. I think the only major tactical BBA you want to draw the minds of what tier for no have for two in the second half when Diego Simeone neba golem na ode Lenormand ebemu just to go 3 back and push Molina on the right wing and Ugari our left wing backs then push Marcos Llorente into the middle to put more pressure on the ball for Arsenal. Now Rich, so always had substitution na Diego Simeone na. I think say how come you diffuse a certain notion today. Rich, the fact that a coach decide to play 3 back doesn't mean the coach is being defensive. And Diego Simeone started with a 4 back. But in the second half decided to go 3 back. It didn't mean say he wanted to go 3 back to be more defensive. It was a tactics. And Obiano Obekachem said in the second half, Atletico Madrid were too defensive. No, they were playing their normal game, but he wanted Marcos Llorente to go into the middle to put more pressure. And Onyaye, Rich, doesn't it worry you if at the highest level of football, as a Champions League, be too rampant, say a book game where the concentration is on officiating. I'm worried. So you watch nice games and
the baby
you take a sign.
I take you over the game.
But are those concerns not legitimate?
Legit.
The rules.
When there.
Rules are too complicated. Rich.
So
the ball being inside. Say, wasn't it in a natural position? Look at the Ben White penalty.
Again, I have 2 scientific.
Rich, look. Say, who are referee? You will be tempted to give that as a penalty.
Sure.
But those who are also making a case about the body movements, any baby and an one not being too unnatural, also seem to have a point. It's so complicated, so complicated. Look at as a penalty here. You watch the footages again, and Utimi who's a defender, no, the 9 or DC from and Tia as a sir.
As an and
it was a touch, a very, very minimal one. The referee goes to VAR, watch it and say no. But you see, Arteta say I'm furious, and that should have been a penalty. And like these things, for us, I think say the fact that the second legs are still alive, Rich, a very, very exciting another week of Champions League football to anticipate. Very, 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 very.
Yeah, but na the official no actual so no minister voice no. Yeah, it's me and you adwuma enyi and yeah to so na yetime yi the show probably Saturday no. Emenya brena ya san esiso edi amamo. Na minister voice amakan interview oni enuanoma asempa on ekosi san dwumadi so na oni enua obi enso koye interview no. And now, my voice we for the sake of a beer. And now, went to me anti voice, and I be crying forward soon. May sign as a subium on court counts caress. The target for the World Cup now, here, Kono. Yente minister, say target bang, and now, Obanina at the Ama counts caress, Sir Ononsono, and Fanko World Cup.
We've given the coach a good target to do better than maybe we have done at the 2010
World Cup.
That was the target also that was in the contract for Coach Otuado. One, the team should be ranked in the top 5 in Africa by FIFA. We should qualify for AFCON, which we didn't qualify.
We didn't qualify.
Did you say we should win? No, I think we should win.
Okay.
Which we didn't.
We should win AFCON.
Yes.
Can you put the unqualified crowd? Yes.
We are nowhere within the top 10 in FIFA. We are to qualify for the World Cup, which we have qualified.
Yes.
We are to do better than
2010. Meaning semi-finals at least.
At least semi-finals. So these are the things that we have stated. We mix some. We got one, and so if somebody is coming in to come and take, we expect him from.
The Carlos Queiroz target for this World Cup is on for semi-finals.
Well, that's what we have.
It's a failure.
Well, we should even be aiming to win, because any country that qualifies is also aiming to.
Of course.
So once you are doing better than 2010, you are going beyond the quarter. It means you are aiming to.
Yeah.
So who doesn't want to win? Who goes for the World Cup and says, no. So that's our ultimate aim.
Okay, enti we dey tie so to ado kra no the target at the man no and say nanka onje AFCON, which I know you Nigerian qualify Oba Africa you say rankings no at least there was a Ghana about fit, and if you walk up in so aye kon you improve on the acquire in 2010 our South Africa, which I no you drew a quarter finals. The can improve there, I mean that a semi and then possibly winning at the World Cup. So so new coach in Swaba at the same target na go to the World Cup, improve on the quarter final winner. Yeah, and so our South Africa no. And then number 1, number 2. Ebe told that say yes a Carlos Queiroz no you trying to cut 100,000 USD. Now and also the minister Edin Chemu at the mine. Carlos Queiroz no salary saying and now on mine no I can say and now you do every month.
No, we are not paying him 100,000.
Yeah, you understand.
We are not paying him after that at all.
And how much are we paying?
I'll check.
The president said you should be transparent.
And I'm saying that I'll check because we haven't finalized and then signed a full contract and everything. In the mean to be, it's not up to $100,000. That's not true.
Honorable.
No, I'm telling you that it's not true. So
I get you, but you should tell us how much.
I'm telling you that the 100,000 is not true. So tomorrow, if you find 100,000 anywhere, then you can say that I have lied. I'm telling you that 100,000 is not true.
Okay, and the minister say, 100,000 room or 90 no abontino. It's not true. And you know, coach, no, and 100,000 USD. And the baby, so Obi Bushin say, okay, minister. So I say 100,000 no abontino, and you know, same pan yetiano. And also, no, at that time, no tip program is already there. Only catch it, but they are not to say 100,000. And a minister of why? Not saying 100,000, send the channel. Because the rumor out there is say, yes, every month piano, Carlos Queiroz or money trying to cut 100,000 USD. You are the minister. And you're now 101. And as a minister, the art in you. Also, the open situation and the saying, minister so a new 100 no. They say so minister so. Yes, anity. Say Babontina 100,000 just make control.
You see, mama, 70 million no.
Do they start from the
underlying factor is the same. Nti me dinu from a while better me come as here. In every developed country, our more sports, especially football, the sporting project of national teams, the responsibility of the Football Association. Abain Nadia is to offer a certain level of support. Inti uko enkrobe breakrana. Rich, the only time there is any sort of state ever international team when they are going for major tournaments. Na omako the presidency for blessing. Now, by say but to carry the pride of the nation, Yes, we are supporting with say at parting stages and more kono or the money we are most would do come and they told you. Because that is how things are run there, you know. The sporting project of target edema coach baby a person you could do any other has nothing to do with the state. And say ebeye F in ejuma. Not they have the independence to do that project now. Rich be a project no be a responsibility biano lies with them. They take full responsibility for it. And that is the reason why they are able to plan well. And for instance, say ahead of the 2022 World Cup, Spain say they've appointed Lopetegui as almost Spanish national team coach. It was purely the Spanish Football Federation a decision simply because no Mujisa as at that time the call of the Spanish national team players no free under 19, under 20, under 23 abedu the senior national team no where players at Lopetegui worked with them during the youth championship. And it's one of my drew the senior stage there. Let's give them their coach. I don't know my year Juma our national team no youth level no na on form unko. That is the reason why when Real Madrid ever says our idea no by the Spanish national team, Rich Anche they gave it to De La Fuente too because he is cast in the mood of the same analysis as Federation. That is how you build a project. England the same with Gary Southgate. Also a coach at the youth level omogidi said national team they should bring him on board na on form. A lot of decisions are proper developed soccer nations are taking are bent on FA ne planning and in the project for a national team. Now Rich Ubaye side here sa utie minister nkasa yemu yie pa na ode toto what we have done. Since the last World Cup, you could clearly see say in 2022 it was MPP government. MPP government through the then president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. Time Otodo Bebo playoffs against Nigeria fell in love with him. Or falling in love with him, no. And I'll say, oh, you have fed you made any man. They said, okay, we will give the job to him. Now, the details ambassador who pay attention to and say, your boy, you go again anyway. Me, I was in Qatar. In fact, I was the person. Me do Blasters Hotel. Me hear me phone. I catch up Blasters Management Committee and say, all international portals are reporting Otoado say Edman Onyebiem at the post-match press conference. They were astonished. Then Otoado be catch us and you can say your mama because never catch your mother. Now Rich, me a sure pass with the freedom to choose a coach. ABS and Kana F1 Omo the freedom to choose Omo Angasa coach. Vis-a-vis Nanado's interest in Otto at that time. And they would have a discussion with Otto say, we will only give you the opportunity to take this Blasters to the World Cup if you tell us you will be with us for the long term. But if Otto draws his power from the